All right, you can see I just woke up from the bed and I never even washed my face. But when I woke up, I decided to just pick my phone and I saw a notification on the post I made yesterday about Nnamdi Kanu, where I said a defeated war is when you fight the wrong opponent with outdated weapons. It takes only grace to get victory again. It requires lots of ritual to liberate Nigeria, and this is a war between the gods and the ancestors. I swear by the waters, in 14 days, Nnamdi Kanu will be released. But who will stand to perform these complex rituals? Men are controlled by the gods who stand. I was so overwhelmed by the number of Igbo people that supported this post. I was so joyed that I went deep into spiritual consultation. And one of the most dangerous spiritual consultations so far is consultation I do where I am literally being possessed by ancient deities, or when my ancient person comes out. To an extent that I literally give information I have never read before, I've never come across before. Only one person from Igbo made a comment over the video I made about the what do you call it? About the Festac, the Igbos, especially more of the Igbos, because I needed to make a lot of people understand from the beginning what was really going on, why Nnamdi Kanu is there, why a lot have happened to a lot of people, including, I made mention of Yaradua, I made mention of, what do you call him, Tinubu, and I made mention of Buhari. Why somebody comes into the presidential seat, sickness and attack are the things that come in first. But an Ubeke feeling funky, whose life is literally on the brim of breaking in the name of I'm an Igbo patriotic, decided to make a fool of herself. I'm not going to mention your name so that I don't want to give you I don't want to give you fame. Your comment was on that post I made about Nnamdi Kanu and the ritual that is required for not just Nnamdi Kanu to be free, but literally the Igbo nation to be free. Because I gave reason why the Igbo nation is under full attack. It has nothing to do with hating the Igbo. It has something to do with controlling the forces and spirituality of the Igbo. Because the Yoruba was captured, the Benin was captured, the Igbos were the last that was captured. But you make a feeling funky, the Ode that does not have sense, that think that every other Igbo people are foolish, that are foolish as she is, made a comment and said he will be free. He will soon be free. He said Nnamdi Kanu soon will be free. Do you think Igbo spiritualists are joking? Ask very well where he comes from, okay? All glory to Shukwu Kike, gods and goddesses, ancestors of Igbo land. Madam, Ekba Onyworo, or dead, that is what you are. It is people like you that are likely to be slaves in Igbo land, not the real Igbo people. It is people like you that are causing problem in Igbo land. I swear by the waters, because you are out there. The same mistake that was made between 1950 is the same mistake idiotic people like you are making in Igbo land, causing problem for the real true Igbo blood. Oh, because you think you are from Anambra, because you think you are from Enugu, because you think you are from somewhere in Igbo land makes you an Igbo person. Some of you are just slaves that were imported from Guinea, from different parts of the country. And then you find yourself, your ancestry in Igbo land. Let me tell you something about Igbo people. When I meet a real Igbo person, I tell you, a real true Igbo person does not elevate himself or tribe above any other person. A real Igbo person is typically humble. A real Igbo person is after what can I offer my community?
That is what is called a real Igbo person. And when I talk about true Igbo people, you see them everywhere. You see them literally everywhere, trying to add value to where they live. It has nothing to do with Igbo land. A message came. Instead of you to say, sir, what do we do from there? Then we can properly do spiritual consultation. You are saying, do you think Igbo spiritually are weak, that they cannot help? Do you know how many years Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention? Let me find out. Because some of you think, oh, they want to release it. I know nothing about Nnamdi Kanu. It was because of VDN case that so many information were being released. Even my personal assistant, when I was giving the message, I don't know whether she was possessed or the forces around couldn't let her concentrate. She is also a very spiritual person. She couldn't continue. If you watch the video very well, the video was cut abruptly and she was just literally down for minutes. He says, sir, I don't know what came over me. I don't know what is happening, but these are not information that are meant to just come out like that. Let's find out how many years it's been that Nnamdi Kanu has been arrested. But your supposed Igbo spiritualist, you ubekefully fucking woman, is saying could not help. Now, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested October 18, 2015. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 10 years or there. 10 years. But your supposed Igbo spiritualist did not do anything about it. Please, my Igbo brothers, I am not talking about general Igbo. I'm talking about this stupid, wicked, feeling funky person that think she is a human being. Because you think everybody wants to project supremacy. People like you should be excommunicated from Igbo land. Now be the wahala of Igbo people. I came online to tell you that the problem Igbo is facing today has nothing to do with politics but spiritual. And you are opening your mouth talking that, did you think Igbo spiritualists are not there? Is it the one that they are arresting in Anambra State? Or the one that is aiding kidnapping in Port Harcourt, Enugu and Imo State? In Abia State? Oh, the ones that are there causing issue, that when a big man from Igbo land is leaving Lagos, Abuja, he has to put a lot of security just to protect themselves before they get there. Or there. Now let me school you or the Sicilia, let me school you. So that you will understand that what is happening in Igbo land today has nothing to do with politics, but absolutely spiritual. Now a time came where some people understood that, oh, the Igbo are being oppressed among the whole geopolitical zone. They are being oppressed. Why? Because forces were rising, trying to tell them this is what is happening. But they didn't understand the spiritual message, the message that were coming to them. They didn't understand the idea. So they thought that overthrowing the government and ruling was the first thing. Now, we are talking about the coup that brought Aguiyi Ironsi into office. Some people were killed. Some Yoruba people were killed. Some Igbo powerful, some Yoruba powerful military men were killed. From northern military men were killed. And Aguiyi Ironsi came into office. Now explain yourself. Why, when the coup happened, Nnamdi Azikiwe was supposedly out of the country. If it was not a coup that was heavily purported and planned by the Igbo military men. Yes, Aguiyi Ironsi was placed into office. And what happened? The coup was overthrown because they discovered that this was an Igbo plan. When the coup was overthrown, what happened? Yakubu Gowon was made the president of Nigeria. But the coup was still on. But it was not what? It was not successful. Which led to the what? The Biafra. Ojukwu coming into declaring Biafra an independent state. And war started. Now you ask yourself, why was it that in less than 3 months, they discovered it was the Igbo that were trying to overthrow the government and become president of Nigeria? And then the Hausa came, took over, gave the office to Yakubu Gowon. You need to understand, prior to this coup, somebody had come online from the Hausa protectorate, from the Hausa region, and said, never on earth will anybody sit on that office except the Hausa. What happened? There was a spiritual coup that happened that took over all the region, starting from one of the most powerful regions, the Benin. They knew that if they are able to take Benin down, Igbo will be easy to take down. The Yoruba will be easy to take down. So what did they do? They destroy the Benin. Why? Because Benin shared the same ancestry with the Yorubas. And the moment they were able to capture Benin, destroying the walls of Benin, where did they go to? They went to what? Igbo land. And where did they go to? They went to one of the most powerful places where deities and spirits were truly in control of the Igbo land. Arushuku. I'm telling you. If somebody, after making mention of Arushuku, my personal assistant started telling me stories about Arushuku. That, sir, this thing you just mentioned means that you are not just talking from a physical thing. I've never, by the waters, I swear, by the deities and forces of Africa, I'm trying to look for, this is a white coral. I swear by it, I've never read anything about Arushuku. I've never been to Arushuku. She says, when I revealed that Arushuku was the center force of Igbo land, that was when my personal assistant started telling me that, sir, if you go to Arushuku, you will understand that many years ago, it was more civilized, more open than even London you talk of. I went online to do, after the video, I went online to do research, and I discovered that Arushuku was a very developed place, more developed than many cities in fact, in the whole of Africa. It was one of the most developed communities. I say, what happened? This was when Benin was already destroyed. And what happened? The white man, the British men went, invaded Arushuku and destroyed. That was when I discovered there was something that was called Anglo-Aru War. Or the stupid, idiotic people that don't have sense, that don't know how to do research. You want to put your Igbo brothers into wahala. How many of you know of the Anglo-Aru War? Many Igbo people watching me, many, I did not say all. Majority of you does not know about the Anglo-Aru War, where the English people invaded Igbo land and destroyed and desecrated the land and the forest of Arushuku. One of the most powerful deities we have in Igbo land that protected the Igbo wealth, protected the Igbo people. You are coming on my line to say, hey, you don't know anything about the Igbo spiritualists. Who told you that they are not powerful and strong enough to rescue Nnamdi Kanu? Why have they not done it since? When obviously I was the only one on earth that came out to actually reveal the secret behind why Nigeria and all of us are suffering. And I did not make mention of Igbo alone. The Benin are suffering, the Yoruba are suffering, even the Hausas are suffering, because the person that is literally controlling Nigeria and the whole of West Africa today has nothing to do with African spiritualism. These are not deities, they are not God's men that came and captured the community. These were meetings that were held by forces of higher power. Even our ancient deities were all summoned. They exempted themselves that if the people are foolish enough and they don't defend themselves, you can go and take over. How it happened? In Biafra war, how it happened? When the war was tough, what happened? Ojukwu ran to Ivory Coast and allowed, what's his name, the other military man, to do what? To take over. Thank God. Thank God that the military man was smart enough to understand. And you think it was his own? No, it's possible he was sleeping in the middle of the night and one of your ancestors, one of the deity of Igbo land said, this is not a physical war. This is a spiritual war. Retreat. And the man came on and did what? And surrendered. Have you guys go online to search or do your research? It was yesterday I discovered that there was something called Biafra Radio that was being broadcasted during the war, that no single technology on earth that Nigeria used, they were able to detect where Biafra Radio was coming from. But the radio was being broadcasted. They couldn't tell where Biafra Radio was coming from. What was that? That was the ingenuity in the brain and the intelligence of the Igbo people. The Igbo people are very intelligent people. They are smart people. But I will tell you with every sincerity of my heart that half of Igbo today are foolish people, and there is possibility that those foolish people, they are not really Igbo people. Because the real Igbo people, they are gradually taking back their forces, but it's not by war, it's by knowledge. Then I came online to reveal to you that what Igbo is passing through today is not Igbo, but everybody is suffering it. Because Benin was captured, Igbo was captured, Yoruba was captured. How? This was a purported spiritual attack on West Africa, because West Africa is the heart of Africa. Is the heart of Africa. Triangle always means power. Go and check. Pyramid, triangle always means power. Go and check the location of the Giza. The pyramid of Giza. Then draw the line to the Great Wall of Zimbabwe. Then from the Wall of Zimbabwe, go and draw the line to the Adams calendar in South Africa. Then from the Adams calendar, go and draw the line to the Great Benin Empire. You find out that when you draw the line to the Great Benin Empire, it passes through Igbo land, possibly the Arushuku Shrine, down to Benin Empire. From the Benin Empire, it returned back through the great coast of Mali, where you have Mesa Musa, and he arrived at the Giza. That is the triangle of power of this earth. You must know that Africa is in the center of the world. Or there, because you don't understand why is it that the center of Nigeria is on top of a mountain. When you think that is about no, it's not about power. These are not spiritual forces. That is why even when an Hausa man entered and wanted to change everything, wanted to bring calmness to the Niger Delta, wanted to bring power to the Igbo land, he fell sick and died. Yaradua. Tinubu entered. Tinubu wanted to continue what is Tinubu? Buhari entered. He wanted to continue what his brother could not finish. What happened? Buhari was sick for more than 1 year. That we were even thinking that Buhari was dead and somebody else, Jubri, took over. Who was carrying those rumors about some of our brothers when no one used their brain for Igbo land, and then carry that rumor. You are not say Buhari was almost at the point of death because he wanted to restore sanity to Nigeria. What happened? When he discovered, say, no, this is not something that only me, president, cannot do. Until all of us put our heads together, he removed his hand. Not be Buhari come off of. Buhari left Nigeria presidential office stronger than he entered. Now, what happened now? Tinubu was running. Ask yourself that why is that every single person trying to run for office always carry so much scandal that would literally want to pull him down. Tinubu enter. Before Tinubu enter, now so they carry video online, they talk how he is sick. The man is sick. The man not go last. He go fall for stage. Because there is possibility that the man have a good heart towards Nigeria, but he enter office finish. Tinubu is not like Gulo Jonathan. Tinubu is not like, what do you call it, Buhari. Tinubu is not like Yaradua. I will tell you that in the history of men that have ruled after Yakubu Gowon, Tinubu is the most highly spiritual president you can think of. You just say he run for president for month. When our brother Peter Obi, they move from church to church, say they campaign. The organ was going from shrines to shrine, was consulting forces that you cannot consult. And guess what? Who told you that Peter Obi must not have won? But listen, when forces have stood and say, no, this person coming in, we scatter the spiritual ordinance of what we have done in West Africa, they will not allow him to enter. They will never allow him to enter. What are you saying? Madam Cecilia, don't bring bad name to Igbo people. My personal assistant is an Igbo person. The person taking care of the temple is an Igbo person. I even have children that are half Igbo, half Isoko. I will tell you, I have worked with so many tribes in Nigeria, including my own tribe. But I will tell you, if you tell me to choose people to work with, it doesn't, whether business, life, even marriage, I will still choose the Igbo tribe. 100%. But we need to understand that the fact that you are from a place of great excellence does not make you better than others. It only makes that when we put our hands together, we can always build something amazing. Or why did the Benin Empire reach out to the Arochukwu? Between 1898, and 1900, why did the Benin chiefs secretly travel to Arochukwu to work with them? But guess what? The same thing will happen for Benin. That was what happened in Arochukwu. What happened in Benin? The prime minister of Benin Kingdom was the one that went to the Englishmen, sold us off, and what told them that this is the right time to attack, and they attacked us. For 3 great days, Benin was in siege by the Englishmen. Our children were killed, people were killed. Let me search online and know how many days did it take the white men to destroy Arochukwu in relation to the Aro people's resistance. The British burned down much of Arochukwu, destroying homes and farms. When did Arochukwu? November 1901, the British launched an Aro expedition. The first one was Benin expedition. How many of you know of Aro expedition? Very few people. Even you, PA, have you heard of Aro expedition before? This is someone that is a graduate too. She does not know. Why don't we know about Aro expedition? Because they know that Igbo was the last spiritual resource they could capture. So even in history, they wipe it out. They couldn't wipe Benin out, but they were able to wipe the Igbo expedition out. They said, and a resistance December 01, by early 02, the war was over and the Aro Confederacy collapsed. Meaning, Benin took only how many days? 3 days. Arochukwu took how many days? A year or day. That will tell you how powerful the nation was. It took a year. The Aro resistance was there for a year, but it took 3 days and they brought Benin down. Why did it take 3 days to bring Benin down? There were eggs bad inside, from inside. See, let me tell you why Benin was easy. The Yoruba was already against Benin. Akure had declared independence against Benin nation. The Shekiris were no longer in support of Benin. The Isokos were almost a week 5 days far away. So when the Benin expedition started, messages were sent to my great-great-grandfather, which was one of the powerful commander of warriors from Isoko land. Before they could land Isoko, it was the last day. Benin was totally taken over. It was revealed to me, but my great-grandfather sat and was crying. What did he say? I warned your father. I warned the former Oba that these white men we brought to our shores are a doom to us. After they finished Benin, who told you that the warriors that they took to Arochukwu to fight were not part of Benin warriors? Were not part of Yoruba warriors that they have captured? Did you think it was white men that was fighting us? It was black men that had the cannon that was bombing the Benin Empire. It was black men from even Igbo land that had guns that were shooting and destroying Arochukwu. Go and watch. Go and read Things Fall Apart. We are here showing our children, baby shark 2 baby shark 2 when we are supposed to teach them how Arochukwu was invaded, how Benin Empire was invaded, how the Ife Empire was invaded and destroyed. When we are supposed to show them images of how our ancestors were relegated to nothing but the Anglo people. But on there we don't. We are showing our children cocoa melon everywhere. I told my wife, let us do video to teach the children about about African spirituality, about African history. We are still working on it. Now I'm telling you that the problem of Nigeria, even the Hausas are not in control. There are forces that are in control. Those forces, I use one word. I said 7 human being head were buried. Igbo land, Benin land, Yoruba land, Hausa land, Central Nigeria. Why did they move the headquarters from Lagos to Abuja? That is the only place. I went to Abuja, and when I entered Abuja, I saw forces. I would see there is a woman deity in Jabi Lake in Abuja. There is a woman deity in Jabi Lake. This woman deity confronted me. It was a war. We slaughtered 2 goats in Abuja. Some of you came online were insulting me then, but you guys don't know that am I a fool that I went to Abuja? I went to the source where the forces were. I slaughtered 2 women. A very powerful female deity in Jabi Lake confronted me. But guess what? I am a god. There is a song, Messiah. You can what? You can imprison my body. You not go fit kill my soul. You can imprison this body. You can shoot me and kill me today. But Uzih will rise again with another soul until Nigeria is rescued. But if you call yourself because you think I'm from Isoko, I'm an ancestry of Benin. So how can somebody from Benin, somebody from Isoko, is it the one that is not to rescue the Igbo land? You don't have sense. You will know that was why Benin was destroyed first before Arushuku was attacked. Do you know the war, the burden that was upon Arushuku? Now here they fight on ourselves. Go to Israel, let me tell you, the Igbo and the Benin were brothers. They were brothers. Arushuku was destroyed. But guess what? One nation stood and did what? They just say, you know what? We surrender. And that nation still had a little power in Igbo land. It's one of the most powerful nations in Igbo land. If you like, follow me argue Onisha. If Onisha stand up today and say, war, we are liberating ourselves, if the whole of Igbo people will be free. But the question here is this: Enugu man go gree say Onisha get power. Imo man go gree say Onisha man get power. Abia man go gree say me we follow Onisha. No. Enugu man go to say no, we get power too. Oka go to say no, we get power too. Imo go to say no, we get power too. That is why among all the kings and thrones in Igbo land, Onisha throne is the first class throne, is the most powerful throne in the whole of Igbo land. The Igbo land is a blessed land. West Africa is a blessed land. The Benin land is a blessed land. The Yoruba land is a blessed land. The Kogi land is a blessed land. The Abaji people are blessed people. The Adamawa, every single person, the northern people, the Sokoto, we are blessed people. Let's not allow the white man una get power. Anglo, that the Scandinavian colonized. The old in the Freya, the Loki, the people they colonized, and you want to fight. The Odin and Freya, they were ancient gods that stood head in head with African deities. People like Ma'at, Anubis. It was a war. You think spirituality is like physicality that we fight? See, the war in the spiritual realm is more powerful than what you are taking here. What are you saying? Madam Cecilia, not cause wahala for Igbo people. Please. And sometimes when I go through my comments and I see these people, they are the most dumbest people. How many times you don't see Obi Kubana come online, they cause wahala? Go and look off. Go and see. Osinachi, please, this is not joke. See, most rich people I have worked for in my life are Igbo people. Osinachi, these guys, they are the most humble people you can take on earth. What I mean humble, like these people, very humble. Apart from the show of wealth, it has always been the Igbo culture. They call it the celebration of wealth. Is that not what we're supposed to do at watered religion? Even me, and Isoko man, I'm trying to introduce celebration of wealth ritual into the watered religion. Is the reason why wealth is still in Igbo land. Apart from that celebration of wealth, these men are very humble. I have met Obi Kubana. I said the first day I encountered Obi Kubana, and you don't even know see the man even get money. Very humble. Very super humble. Una when not get single money, una manage build one small house. Now they carry body, they say Igbo. Whereas people when really be Igbo men when get mouth, they don't they show themselves. I've met Dora Akuyule, late Dora Akuyule, very humble. Uche Ekwinife, very humble. They start coming to Delta Igbo. Victor Oshe over humility the warrior. Okowa over humility the warrior. But the moment you cross, they go, the other people, I don't want to call them before they will cancel me online. Pride will kill them. Now we beat pass. Now, I will tell you, some of now when the Igbo people, when they talk, say, when they show pride for internet, they cause wahala for internet. If the real Igbo people go begin to do research, they go find and say, it's possible you guys are mixed blood. It's possible those of you now have been mixed blood. So because the blood is not pure, you want to cause wahala for the Igbo people. My sister, I beg cause.